everyone. So today I wanted to just share with you some quick tips on how to get started eating healthy. I think that a lot of people want to start eating healthy and they want to start being active and living a healthy lifestyle, but they don't know how, or they feel like everything they do just doesn't work, or they fail at everything. So I just wanted to give you some quick tips just to kind of encourage you and to give you my insight on how I think people can really be successful. And let's get started. So the first thing I want to mention is, in order to get started, you really need to set goals. So I know that sounds like really cliche, or that, you know, you've heard that before, but I think the type of goals you set is really important. Setting a goal to eat healthy might not work. You might need to be a little bit more specific on certain goals so that you can know exactly what you're expecting of yourself and exactly what you want. So for example, if you wanted to set a goal to exercise, you should be specific about the day, the time, and how long it's gonna last, and then for how many months or weeks that you want to do it for. So for example, you want to do some exercise, you want to start walking, you need to decide exactly what days of the week you're gonna walk, what time, and for how long, like 30 minutes, an hour, whatever you want to do, and then decide for how many weeks you're gonna do that for. Because you're probably not gonna do it forever. My workout switches up all the time. I get really bored really easily. I just like to switch it up. So I like to set goals to say, okay, for this many months, 4 months or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever you wanna do, just decide how long you're gonna do it for, and then after that's over, you know that you've been successful at it, you know that you achieved your goal, and you're able to check that off the list, and then you can set your next goal. So as far as like eating healthy, I think that a lot of people try to just cut out things. They try to eliminate like soda or carbs or whatever they're trying to do. But if we kind of switch our perspective and think about things we could add in that are healthy rather than taking things out, we might be a little bit more successful in the long run, because you're not going to be depressed and you're not going to be like deprived of your love of soda or your love of potato chips or something like that. So if you just try to add in like a vegetable at dinner, if you try to add in a couple fruits a day, and then by the time you start adding a lot in, all of the other stuff kind of gets pushed out and you don't even have room for it anymore. So I kind of recommend to switch our thinking about that and just think about adding things in rather than taking out. My next little tip or piece of advice: to eliminate the non-healthy items in your home that you do not want to consume. So whenever you're going to the grocery store, try not to buy the sodas, try not to buy the bags of chips, try not to buy things that you just want to eliminate, things that you think to yourself, oh, I probably shouldn't eat that. Just don't buy it, don't have it in the house, don't have it within arm's reach. And that way, whenever you're at home and you're doing your normal routine, you're not going to be able to eat those things. Now, whenever you're out at a friend's house or out at a restaurant, then you can maybe have some of those items because you don't eat them every single day. You're able to enjoy them whenever you are out with friends or something that you don't normally do. You're able to enjoy it and not feel guilty because you don't eat it all the time. And so it's a little treat for you. And then my last piece of advice is to want it. I think that a lot of people think they want to be healthy or say they want to be healthy, but they really aren't convinced in their minds and in their hearts that they need to be. I think that my motivation is that I'm convinced in my head that if I don't live this way, then I probably will end up with some kind of health problem or have to go on some kind of medication down the road, or even now. So I think that I've experienced this. I think I've experienced a change in myself since I've switched to eating real food and trying to avoid processed foods. I have experienced that my headaches went away. My migraines are completely gone. The only reason I get a headache now is if I've been a little bit more lenient or relaxed with my diet and I haven't eaten as well as I should be. So that's really the only reason now, but I used to get sick all the time. In college, I was sick all the time. I had acne, I had stomach problems, I was just a mess. And now I just don't have a lot of those problems anymore. And so I've experienced it, and now I have this in my head that I know that it works, and that's why I have the motivation. So I think that you have to really want it, and if you don't really want it, you just have to be honest with yourself. You really just need to analyze and examine yourself. And if you want to be healthy, then you will be. No one's stopping you but yourself. You really just have to make a decision, be persistent, and just really want it. I know a lot of people have told me, oh, you're so disciplined, like how do you do that? I could never do that. But I just am convinced in my head and in my mind that this is the way that I need to live in order to feel good and be healthy, and that's what I want. So that's really all there is to it. So many people just feel sick all the time, or they have headaches, or they have stomach issues, or they have skin problems, and a lot of those things are preventable 100% with diet. I just want to help people realize how they can feel good and how to do that with their diet. A lot of people's quality of life could be so much better if they just ate real food and tried to live a healthy lifestyle. So one last thing is I think that a lot of people compare their lifestyle or their diet to a lot of other people's. Everybody's diet is going to look different, and everybody's weekly exercise routine is going to look a lot different as well. So my diet's going to look different than yours because I can't do dairy and maybe you can. Or I like to run and maybe you don't like to run. Or actually I don't like to run. I just said that, but I do run anyways. But I like to do high intensity interval training, and maybe you don't like to do that. Maybe you like to go swimming, or maybe you like to go to fitness classes. So everybody's is gonna look different, and I think we all just have to be okay with that. And we can't compare ourselves to others. We can't compare our diets, we can't compare our bodies. Everybody is different, and so I think we just have to figure out what works for us, what makes us feel best, and how we can have the best quality of life for us. So I just really hope that that is helpful for you guys. I just wanted to share that with you because a lot of people have asked me, well, how do I get started? I don't know what to do at first. So I think those are just some things that we have to think about before we get started. And I hope that it was helpful for you. I hope that you are encouraged by it. And that is it for today. So I hope that you will give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you haven't yet, you can head on over to my blog at RebekahLeaNutrition.com and check it out. It has some other great tips on eating healthy and eating real food, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.